If you know the way to blue.
So the sharp-eyed among you may recognise this station and its waiting rooms from the film Brief Encounter. This bar is exactly the same as it was in the film, and it was nearly lost to the annals of time, but some volunteers in the 60s and 70s got together and got the station back again. They used to restore trains here as well, and they now have a museum on the side, which is great. You can actually watch the film Brief Encounters and see all the memorabilia. And the museum itself is free, and the film, I think it's about £2.50, so it's a good thing to do on a rainy afternoon, of which we've had a few lately.
A huge range of restoration work has been undertaken over the years.
I stared out of that railway carriage window into the... Good afternoon.
Afternoon, lady. Afternoon. Couple of whiskies, please.
Very sorry, it's out of hours.
Well, just leave them to us under the cover of that 4-ounce sandwiches.
Them sandwiches were fresh this morning, I shall do no such thing.
Come on, be a sport.
You can have as much as you want to after 6 o'clock.
Why, sounds like a parrot, Skags. Listen.
For taking a piece of fruit out of your eye.
It's always fascinating, isn't it, seeing the history. Today we've cycled from Calmforth to Leighton Moss, which is a big RSPB nature reserve full of birds, as you can see in here. There's also a red deer here, lots of bats, otters, wandering around here, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not even... Oh.
Stick on cover.
Lovely owl carving there. Are you learning your birds?
Seeing which ones I actually know.
What's that one out there then?
It looks like corn root.
What about the other two on that little island?
I don't know, they're quite big ones, aren't they?
She said that there were some things that were like a heron, but they were quite shy. Do you think it could be those? Oh, it's nice and cool in here. Let's have a look. It might be a snipe. No, snipe's got a really long beak, hasn't it? I've just been reading about eels. And they start off in the wild Sargasso Sea near the Bahamas and eventually find their way here, some of them, and live in the estuaries for 20 years before going back again. I mean, it's mind-blowing, that, really. And the other day, when we moored up at Lancaster, the first thing I did when I jumped off the boat was look in the water, and there under the surface was a great big eel eating something from the side of the canal. So they even find their way in there. Amazing. You like the eel song from Mighty Boosh, don't you?
Yes. I find it very funny.
This is the time of year that all the meadowsweet comes into flower. It's a lovely plant, this. I think you can use it to flavour foods. And in the olden days, when people smelt more strongly than we do now, they used to throw it on the floor of churches when people got married. I think it has another name, like bride's foot or something like that. So when you stepped on it, it crushed it and masked the smell of the unwashed bodies. I think it's quite fashionable to use it in ice creams and things. I've never tried it. Today's outing involves a beautiful train ride across countryside and across the sands, where the sea comes right up to the train. And we're going to Ravensglass, and from there we're going to get a steam train to Dalegarth. Oh yeah. Is that what it's called? This is mad, isn't it? The posh one. No, that's where you stay. That's the overnight accommodation.
How is it?
Yeah.
He gets fed up with that.
When it gets to the end, the engine goes up and is spun around on a turntable, and it comes back down to go onto the front of the train again. So after the excitement of the steam train, some very excited children and dogs on it as well as us, we're walking up to some waterfalls where I'm hoping to be able to have a dip. We'll see. It's not always possible, but it might be. And the landscape around here is so stunning. That's a bit of a responsibility around these roads. Not an inch to spare. This walk today is magical. You can hear the water running all alongside the path. Beautiful moss. You've been practically crying with the loveliness of it, haven't you?
Right. absolutely, yeah, definitely. I'm about to go again, actually, filling up.
This is quite exotic to us, meaning exotic in the terms of novel, I guess. We come from an area of soft downland, and this craggy landscape with waterfalls and things is not really known to us down south. And anyway, anywhere like this down south would be very busy. And I'd hate to say it, there'd probably be more rubbish around as well. So far I haven't seen a single bit of rubbish or a dog poo bag. Always a bonus. Very well maintained path. I don't know what it's like higher up. I expect most people go to the falls and leave it there. But this might be a nice area to scout out to go further up into the fells and have a wild camp at some point. Another trip on the steam train. We'll see. Here's one of those funny coin trees. I think we saw one of these at Bolton Abbey last year. Maybe it's a good luck thing, I guess. Wow. Right at the top of the falls is a viewing tower. Oh, which is very high. Wow. It's a long way down. God, look at the view. Looks like I found a swimming place. That's good because I can see it's all fenced off here. And we're such a risk-averse country. It wouldn't be like this in France. But there's people swimming over there, so I'm guessing I can go there too. There's something so special about wild swimming. Getting down here, I think. On the way home, a very special thing happened. We could hear beautiful music in the background. Henry said he thought it was going to be a fairy fair or something in the woodland. And as we got to the bridge, we could hear the music coming from underneath, and we spotted a piper playing his pipe. We arrived back in Dalegarth just in time for the steam train to take us back to the narrowboat. So have a good week everyone. See you on the next video. Bye for now.